Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has urged France to stand firm in the nuclear negotiations with Iran. Netanyahu says Israel and France have adopted a common stance on the Iran nuclear issue for years, and Israel believes it has a very special relationship with France. The comments come ahead of a visit to Israel by French President François Hollande. Paris, under pressure from Israel, was responsible for blocking a last-minute deal between Iran and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council plus Germany in Geneva early this month. The parties to the negotiations will meet again in the Swiss city on November 20th to try to reach an agreement on Iran's nuclear energy program. Let's go to Leesburg and talk to Jeff Steinberg with the Executive Intelligence Review. Welcome to the programme, sir. Mr. Steinberg, first of all, tell us more about the fact that how much influence does Israel have over France with the latest statements from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu?
Well, I think there's two factors impacting on France's behavior. They were the saboteurs at the last minute of last week's talks in Geneva. You have the Israel factor, and of course, President Hollande has arrived in Israel today for further talks and negotiations with Netanyahu. But there's a second factor as well, which is that the French are looking to strike some major deals with Saudi Arabia and with the countries of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Just before French Foreign Minister Fabius came to Geneva and threw a monkey wrench into what was really a pretty much final agreement between all of the other players, negotiated primarily, I should say, by U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and the Iranian Foreign Minister Zarif. So the French have a very strong interest in major arms deals in the Persian Gulf region, as well as various kinds of economic deals with Israel. And the top official of the French Defense Ministry was in Riyadh just prior to Mr. Fabius's arrival in Geneva. So you've got an ironic combination of Israel and Saudi Arabia, both for their own separate but converging reasons, not wanting to see this U.S. and P5+1 deal go ahead with Iran. And so they're doing everything they can to sabotage it from happening. I don't think they're going to succeed, but it certainly reveals that there's some strange political alliances afoot in the world right now.
And so with this trend in place, and of course the disunity among the members of the P5+1, how close is the P5+1 to reaching a deal on Iran?
Well, I think despite the French intervention, I think things were very close to a deal. And I think that, remember, the talks in Geneva ended on Sunday, but then the very next day, there was a significant breakthrough in the negotiations between Iran and the IAEA, where a roadmap forward was signed, and this was hailed by Mr. Amato, the head of the IAEA, as a major breakthrough in cooperation. So I think things are still very much aligned to reach an agreement. And with the United States, Russia, and China all committed to the idea that we're close to a deal, we should persevere and reach an agreement that benefits everybody, I still remain cautiously optimistic that the talks next week that begin the 19th or 20th can be where we see a signed document come out as an interim agreement. Then the hard work begins on reaching a final agreement on all of the difficult issues still on the table.
All right, we'll leave it there for the timing. Many thanks to Jeff Steinberg with the Executive Intelligence Review from Leesburg. Thanks for your time there, sir.